Okay, we are live, and the attendees are coming in now. All right. Enjoy.
Thanks to those who are already logging in. We're just waiting to see if a few more parents or family members are going to log in. Thanks for your patience.
Gracias por su paciencia. En esta hora estamos esperando por otros padres a que se agreguen para nuestra orientación.
Yeah, but the parents aren't on yet. Okay. Okay.
I think we can start, Ms. Cole.
Okay. So I just wanted to take an opportunity to welcome all of our Musselman families here tonight, soon to be Hancock families. Tonight we have a number of Hancock staff members, along with Sandra Stasko, the principal, who will be available to you just to talk to you a little bit about what the transition to first grade will look like and be able to answer any of your questions tonight. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Stasko, the principal of Hancock.
Good evening, Musselman families, soon to be Hancock families. We're excited to meet you. This is a very strange way to meet incoming first graders. Normally it's face-to-face and we have a little get-together, ice cream social and so on. So I apologize that we can't give you any ice cream sundaes over the internet, but we had plenty of time during the school year to meet and greet and answer questions, so on. So as you can see right now, I think you can see the 4 first grade teachers if you just want to wave. Then we have Miss Kramer, our lead teacher. Miss Gibson, our counselor. Miss Granitsky, who is our elementary special ed supervisor. And Mrs. Castro is our community liaison, and you might know her from Musselman because I don't know if you have gone there for anything this year, so you might know her, you might not. And then we have Mrs. Bowen, who is our instructional support teacher. So at this time, I'm going to have Mrs. Bowen turn over so we can see the presentation, and we will get started.
Buenas tardes. Quisiera tomar la oportunidad para presentarme. Soy la señora Cole, la directora de Musselman. Y pues estamos ahora mismo con las familias pues de nuestros estudiantes de Musselman y hacia la transición hacia el primer grado de la escuela Hancock. Luego escuchamos a la directora, la señora Stasko, quien nos introdujo y nos dio la bienvenida a aquellos padres de los nuevos estudiantes del primer grado para el próximo otoño. No es normalmente la forma en que damos la bienvenida al primer grado. Siempre lo acostumbramos con un evento social con helado, pero debido a las circunstancias, pues nos vemos obligados a hacerlo de esta forma. Vamos a comenzar con la presentación en esta noche con la maestra Bowen.
All right, so the first slide you're looking at, that is the front entrance to Hancock. And this is, you know, where first and second graders come in, but again, in the fall, we don't know, things are going to look differently, but as of now, this is the entranceway for first and second grade.
La primera de las diapositivas que usted está observando es la entrada principal a nuestra escuela. Esto es lo que normalmente luce en la entrada de los estudiantes. No sabemos exactamente cómo las cosas funcionarán en el otoño. En todo caso, cualquier cambio pues les será notificado.
All right, so as Mrs. Cole said, I am Mrs. Stasko. I am the proud principal of Hancock, but unfortunately, after 38 years in the Norristown Area School District and the past 8 years being my best years yet, I am retiring. I had decided to retire way before the COVID-19 pandemic hit, but I understand that I am turning over the school to a wonderful principal, Ms. Brooke Vaught, who will be starting July 20th.
Como dijo la señora Cole, soy normalmente pues la directora de la escuela Hancock. Soy la señora Stasko. Por los últimos 8 años he estado sirviendo como directora de la escuela Hancock y en total han sido 38 años los que he estado trabajando para el distrito. Desafortunadamente tomé mi decisión para retirarme este año escolar, principalmente antes de lo que fue la pandemia y cómo nos golpeó la pandemia. Esto fue una decisión tomada mucho antes de la situación que estamos viviendo. Entonces, para el próximo año escolar en nuestra escuela, Hancock, estaremos teniendo una nueva directora. Su nombre es la señora Brooke Vaught y ella oficialmente comenzará en el mes de julio de este año.
One more thing too, just so families and parents understand, there will be a time for questions at the end of the presentation. So I just want to make that clear. We're going to go through the presentation and share some information, and then at the very end there will be a Q&A session.
Una nota
My
importante.
next thing I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
Una nota importante es de que a este momento pues nos referiremos a la presentación de nuestra orientación. Al final de la presentación tendremos una sesión de preguntas y respuestas. Así es que podremos contestar a todas las preguntas que ustedes tengan. Si pueden, por favor, nada más esperar al final de la presentación.
All right, so I'd like to introduce Mrs. Senni. She is not on the in this Zoom meeting tonight, but Mrs. Senni is the face of Hancock. She is the first person that you would speak to or see when you come into the building. She is our school secretary in charge of attendance, answering the phone, keeping phone numbers up to date, addresses current. And if you have to pick up your child early, she is the one that you would speak to. And then again, just make sure anytime you come to the building that you have your ID available because she will be asking you for it.
En la siguiente de las diapositivas encontramos a la señora Senni, es nuestra secretaria. Es el primer rostro que usted encontrará al entrar a nuestro edificio. La señora Senni es la encargada de tomar asistencia, contestar el teléfono, mantener los números telefónicos y direcciones actualizadas de los estudiantes. Si usted tiene que recoger a su hijo temprano o notificar cualquier cambio, la señora Senni es la persona con quien usted debe hablar. Y siempre debe tener su identificación para venir al edificio y hacer cualquier tipo de solicitud.
And now it's time to meet your first grade teachers. I know this is what you've been excited about, so without further ado, I'd like to introduce the first grade teachers.
Y esta es la parte emocionante de esta orientación, ya que ha llegado el momento de poder conocer a nuestras maestras del primer grado.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Barnshaw. I've been teaching first grade at Hancock for 18 years. I can't wait to meet you all in the fall. We're going to have so much fun together in first grade.
Hola, soy la señora Barnshaw y soy maestra de primer grado de la escuela Hancock. He estado enseñando por los últimos 18 años y no puedo esperar por reunirme contigo en el otoño. Tendremos mucha diversión en el primer grado.
And here's a sneak peek of our classroom. I'm in room 4. So just a few pictures of our classroom that you can see. We will read lots of good books together, play games together, and learn together. It'll be so much fun.
Y esta es una miradita a lo que es el salón del número 5, donde yo estaré trabajando con ustedes este otoño. Hay muchas cosas y actividades que hacer, libros interesantes y muchas actividades divertidas en general.
Hello, I am Mrs. Bostic, and I have been teaching in the district for 16 years. I have been teaching first grade at Hancock for 8 years. And I can't wait to meet you guys.
Hola, soy la señora Bostic y he estado en el distrito escolar por 16 años, de los cuales 8 he estado trabajando como maestra de primer grado en la escuela Hancock. Y yo también estoy ansiosa por conocerte.
And this is a sneak peek of my classroom, and I am in room 3, and we are going to have a ball, fun time learning.
Y esta es una miradita al salón de clase donde yo trabajaré contigo. Es el salón número 3.
Hi, this is Mrs. Harmon, and I have been in the district teaching for 12 years, and I've been teaching at Hancock Elementary School for 4 years, and I am looking forward to teaching your children this coming school year.
Hola, yo soy la señora Harmon y he estado trabajando en el distrito escolar por los últimos 12 años, 4 de los cuales he estado trabajando como maestra en Hancock. Estoy muy ansiosa también de poder conocerle en el otoño.
And this is a sneak peek of room 2. And you can get a nice idea of all the learning that we are going to do this coming school year.
Y esta es una miradita al salón número 2 donde yo estoy trabajando y pues habrá muchas actividades que estaremos aprendiendo durante el recorrer del primer grado.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Allen. I've been teaching at Hancock for 9 years. 4 of those years were in first grade. Prior to that, I taught kindergarten and second grade. I can't wait to meet you and your child in the fall.
Hola, soy la señora Allen. Yo he estado trabajando en la escuela Hancock por los últimos 9 años y he sido maestra de primer grado por todos estos años. Antes fui maestra de kinder y segundo grado. También estoy ansiosa por conocerte.
And this is a sneak peek of my classroom. I'm in classroom number 5. Up front, I have a rug where we will sit together, and then in the back, we have desks.
Y esta es una miradita al salón número 5 donde estaré trabajando contigo. Puedes observar una área donde está la carpeta y donde están en la parte de atrás los escritorios, un lugar donde estaremos aprendiendo.
Along with our fantastic first grade teachers, we have additional support teachers that will be coming into the classroom and working with your child at different times or supporting children outside of the classroom. We have Miss Cassidy, Miss Lawrence. They are our learning support teachers. Miss Rotundo and Miss Smith. They are our autistic support teachers. Mrs. Monahan is our speech clinician. Mrs. Corrado and Ms. Zuckerman are our ELD or English language teachers.
En adición a nuestro sistema académico, también tenemos maestros que son de apoyo, de aprendizaje. Entre estas maestras tenemos a la maestra Cassidy y la señorita Lawrence, quienes son maestras de soporte de aprendizaje. También tenemos a la señora Rotondo y a la señora Smith, quienes son maestras de soporte autista. La señora Monahan como especialista clínica en lenguaje. La señora Corrado y la señorita Zuckerman como maestra de inglés como segundo idioma.
Now, this is what our typical schedule would be. At 8:55, it's homeroom. And at this time, students are coming into the classroom, unpacking, starting their morning work, and getting ready for the day. 9:15 to 11 is foundations reading and writing. 11:05 to 11:35 is lunch. 11:40 to 12 would be our recess. 12 to 1 is math. 1:05 to 1:45 are our specials, and the slide will be coming up to show our special area teachers and what they teach. 1:50 to 2:30 is when or what I need, differentiated groups. There will be differentiated groups established where different skills and concepts are reviewed with the students. 2:30 to 3:10 is science or social studies, and 3:10 to 3:30 is our dismissal.
A continuación les presentamos nuestra típica programación para los estudiantes del primer grado. 8:55 los estudiantes se reportan al salón de clase. Se preparan para desempacar sus cosas y estar listos para el aprendizaje. De 9:15 a 11 reciben instrucción sobre fundaciones, lecturas y escritura. 11:05 a 11:35 es la hora del almuerzo. 11:40 a 12 del mediodía es el recreo. De 12 del mediodía a 1 de la tarde, matemáticas. De 1:05 a 1:45 reciben instrucción en áreas especiales. Más adelante les presentaremos una diapositiva con los maestros que trabajan en áreas especiales y lo que enseñan. 1:50 a 2:30 es el periodo WIN, que es el periodo que es lo que necesito, que es un periodo de soporte. 2:30 a 3:10 ciencias o estudios sociales. 310 a 3:30, despacho.
Our school uses Class Dojo, so let's take a look at some of the things Class Dojo has to offer.
Nuestra escuela ofrece la aplicación Class Dojo. Vamos a aprender ahora qué puede ofrecer Class Dojo.
So we are using Class Dojo to build our school community. We'll build a positive culture where students are engaged, encouraged, and love learning. All families are a part of our classroom community, seeing what we are learning every day. Families will see the story of our classrooms, photos and videos from our classrooms, important updates and announcements, private messages between parents and teachers, translations for every message and post into your preferred language. Parents and families can also use any Apple device, Android device, Kindle Fire, or computer to connect to Class Dojo. So be sure to look for more information about Class Dojo in the fall.
Estaremos utilizando la aplicación Class Dojo. Esto sirve para incluir pues a nuestra comunidad escolar. Estaremos construyendo una cultura positiva de aprendizaje entre los estudiantes de manera que puedan estar participando, estar motivados y amar el aprendizaje. Todas las familias son parte de nuestra comunidad escolar y lo que queremos es pues, de que el aprendizaje sea la importancia del cada día. Familias podrán ver a través de esta aplicación lo que está sucediendo en los salones de clases, tales como fotografías, videos de nuestro salón de clase, de las actividades que se están llevando a cabo, importantes actualizaciones y anuncios, mensajes privados entre los padres y maestros. Asimismo, recibirán la traducción de los mensajes y publicaciones en el idioma de su preferencia. Los padres y familias pueden utilizar cualquier dispositivo electrónico, ya sea un dispositivo Apple, Android, Kindle Fire o computadora para conectarse a la aplicación. Esté seguro de buscar por más información, asegúrese por favor de buscar por más información acerca de la aplicación Class Dojo en el otoño.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Bowen, the instructional support teacher or the IST. I work closely with the teachers, analyzing student data and working with the curriculum in order to make sure that we're meeting your students' needs. I also facilitate workshops for the staff and for the parents.
Soy la señora Bowen y soy la maestra de instrucción, de soporte de aprendizaje y mentor de maestros. También soy especialista en el Plan General de Estudios y la proveedora de recursos en la escuela, la que mantiene los datos y tareas de coordinación, y también soy la facilitadora del aprendizaje para el personal, así como para los padres a través de talleres.
So first grade curriculum. First grade curriculum, although the content changes, the resources are very similar. So they will of course be learning new content, but the resources, the papers, the books that they're using will look really familiar to what they're using in kindergarten. So we use Wonders for reading instruction and Foundations for foundational reading skills, My Math for math, Nat Geo for science, and Harcourt for social studies.
Muchos de los estudiantes de kinder ahora en transición hacia el primer grado estarán muy familiarizados con el material incluido en el Plan General de Estudios, ya que es muy similar al que utilizaron el año anterior. Para el programa de lectura tenemos el programa Wonders y el programa Foundations. También para matemáticas tenemos Mi Matemáticas y un programa especial para ciencias y estudios sociales.
And here are our special area teachers. Mr. Rotundo teaches health and PE. Mrs. Perez, library. I'm sure you're familiar, families, with Mr. Rotundo and Mrs. Perez already. Mrs. Paradis Bala teaches art. and Mrs. Shaw teaches music.
Y aquí tenemos a los profesores en áreas especiales. Tenemos al señor Rotondo, quien es el maestro de educación física y salud. A la señora Pérez, quien es la encargada de la biblioteca o bibliotecaria. También tenemos a la señora Paradis Belan, quien es la maestra de arte, y la señora Shaw, quien es la maestra de música.
Mrs. Stasko, do you have the list of who's presenting?
I think it's Jen.
Sorry, I was
on
muted.
mute.
Can you hear me now? So, all right. We do lots of fun activities in first grade. Some of them include our fall rotations. On October 31st, we do different crafts. We'll do a spider math game. We play bingo within each of the first grade classrooms. We also do a fall research of bats, pumpkins, apples, and spiders. For American Education Week, we have spirit days that include crazy hair days, silly sock days, college pride day. Read Across America happens in March, and we will celebrate Dr. Seuss and his books like Cat in the Hat, 10 Apples on Top, One Fish, Two Fish. Then towards the end of the school year, we finish up with an individualized research project of a zoo animal, and then we'll do a living museum. And then we take a field trip to Elmwood Park Zoo to see those animals in real life. And then in June, Mr. Rotundo does a field day with the whole school.
¿Cuáles son algunas de las actividades divertidas que realizamos en el primer grado? Una de las primeras actividades son en el otoño, son lo que es llamado rotaciones del otoño, que incluye diferentes tipos de juegos y actividades. También está investigación otoño, entre las cuales mencionaba la maestra, pues investigan cosas propias de la temporada como manzanas, arañas, etc. También está lo que es la Semana de Educación Americana en el mes de noviembre y todas las actividades incluidas durante esta semana. En el mes de marzo se celebran las rotaciones de lectura a nivel de los Estados Unidos o América, y es acerca pues de las actividades relacionadas con la literatura de Dr. Seuss. También tenemos trabajos de investigación y proyectos acerca de los animales del zoológico y museo viviente. Tenemos diferentes paseos o viajes escolares de carácter educativo, y también en el mes de junio tenemos pues lo que es el día de campo o de diversión, que es llevado a cabo por el maestro de educación física, el señor Rotondo.
Hi, families. I am Ms. Kramer. I'm the lead teacher. I have been with Norristown School District for 32 years, 24 of them at Hancock. At Hancock, we do a lot to celebrate and to honor students for their positive behavior. So we have celebration assemblies where students can be recognized and win prizes. We recognize perfect attendance, star students. We have blue tickets that the students earn to be put into a bucket and be picked for prizes. And we also have an award for a fabulous friend each month. I am part of the Parent Faculty Club and always available to help with anything with the family and the community. And I look forward to meeting you and your children.
Soy la señorita Kramer y soy la maestra líder en la escuela Hancock. He estado trabajando para el distrito escolar de Norristown por los últimos 32 años, 24 de los cuales han sido en la escuela primaria Hancock. La maestra está a cargo de lo que son aquellos programas incentivos de conducta positiva, y para ello pues lleva a cabo diferentes tipos de celebraciones o eventos tales como asambleas, recompensas por una asistencia perfecta, estudiantes estrellas, el dar boletos azules a aquellos estudiantes destacados y el programa de amigos fabulosos. También ella es parte pues de esa comunidad de soporte de las familias. La maestra también toma parte de lo que es el club de maestros o docentes y
Hi, my name is Ms. Gibson and I'm your school counselor. I've been with the district at Hancock for 32 years. I started in the classroom. I started by teaching 5th grade. Some of the contact I'll have with your children will be in the classroom, sometimes one-on-one. The students like to come down to my office and have lunch with their friends. And sometimes we do some small groups. I'm also a facilitator for our MTSS process. That's the multi-tier systems of support. We make sure all of our children are learning and moving forward. And whenever they need some support, we have a team that works together to make sure that we are moving in the right direction. I also work with 339, which is our career development process, or helping our children, even at the early ages, learning skills, the essential skills for them to be successful in whatever they choose to be. I work with Ms. Senni on our attendance. I also do a lot of community support. I work with families who would like to reach other agencies in the community. And I have a lot of connections, so if you need any, please let me know.
Soy la señorita Gibson, consejera escolar de la escuela Hancock. He trabajado en la escuela Hancock en el distrito escolar por los últimos 32 años. Comencé como maestra del 5º grado. Una de las cosas que tengo como objetivo es trabajar con los estudiantes, ya sea dando soporte en el salón de clase, trayéndolos por aparte a mi oficina o creando pequeños grupos de consejería. También ayudo con lo que es la facilitación de una buena asistencia para los estudiantes y todos aquellos elementos que sirven para motivar el aprendizaje y el desarrollo de las habilidades que los estudiantes deben incluir. También tomo parte de la asistencia junto a la señora Senni, con quien trabajo conjuntamente. Y también soy la persona que conecta a las familias con las agencias y en la comunidad para cualquier tipo de ayuda o soporte. Cualquier conexión entre la escuela y la comunidad.
I also want to tell you.
Can you go back one slide?
There we go.
I also wanted to tell you about a couple programs that we run at Hancock that might be a little different. One of the programs we run is a Fill Abundance. Students each month will have a bag of food and fresh produce that they will bring home each month. And along with Fill Abundance, if families are experiencing more food insecurities, that they can apply to me for what we call Operation 143. And the students would get a backpack of food for each weekend. I also have a Buddy Ambassadors program with a buddy bench that the children use to help make friends and make sure that they have someone to play with. We have a second step program, which is a social skills that the teachers will be doing in their classrooms. And we also are very proud of our Dad's Day program. Each month, one of the grades, their fathers are encouraged to come in for the day and spend some time with their child and be part of the classroom setting. And they do different programs throughout with Dad's Day activities.
And they get a t-shirt.
And they get a t-shirt.
Muchos de los programas con los que trabajo están relacionados pues con lo que es ayudas y tipo de conexión de ayudas para los estudiantes y sus familias. Uno de los programas con los cuales hemos trabajado por los últimos años es el programa de Fill Abundance. Este programa provee alimentos a los estudiantes en forma mensual. Los estudiantes pueden traer alimentos a sus casas de forma gratuita y también pueden los padres de familia que tengan la necesidad de obtener alimentos durante los fines de semana aplicar para la operación 143, que significa pues que los estudiantes pueden traer a sus hogares los fines de semana. También tenemos un programa en baja prestación, que es cuando amigos les son asignados a de sus necesidades académicas o de disposición. También está el programa Segundo Paso, que se desarrolla en el salón de clase, y el programa de los papás, del Día de los Papás, que es una vez al mes, y es donde los papás vienen a la escuela, al salón de clase, y participan de todas las actividades relacionadas con el salón de clase. Cada mes es asignado un Día de los Papás para que puedan venir a la escuela y participar y estar envueltos en las actividades académicas de sus niños.
Mrs. Shunder.
Hi, everyone. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear me. If not, Mrs. Kramer is going to take over for me, but my name is Mrs. Shunder. I'm the school nurse at Hancock, and I have been there for the last 10 years at Hancock, and before being at Hancock Elementary School, I was throughout the whole district for the previous 10 years as a staff nurse, and I very much look forward to welcoming you to Hancock in the fall. As Ms. Stosko said, it's going to look a little bit different in the fall, but I'm going to be doing everything in my power to make it safe for your children to come back to school in the fall. There are 3 points I would definitely like to cover on my slide there. I think you see them all. And the first and foremost one I want to impress upon you. Let me first stop for Mrs. Castro.
Thank you. Soy la señora Shander y soy la enfermera escolar de Hancock. He estado trabajando por los últimos 10 años en Hancock y anterior a eso estuve trabajando en otras escuelas alrededor del distrito. Sé que las cosas van a ser un poco diferentes para cuando regresemos a la escuela en el otoño y mi misión u objetivo es el de velar pues precisamente por la salud de los estudiantes. Y hay 3 cosas que quisiera desarrollar o tres importantes información que quisiera desarrollar en este momento con ustedes.
So as I was saying, the 3 points I just wanted to make sure that you all got to hear this evening are the fact that if anything changes with the health care of or the health status of your child over the summer, if you could please just make it a point to communicate that to me. I often use talking points to communicate, but obviously you can also just pick up the phone and call, and I would be able to get that message as well.
Uno de los puntos importantes que quiero tocar es el hecho de que si existe cualquier cambio de salud en su niño durante el verano, nos lo haga saber de inmediato al regreso a la escuela. Usualmente la manera con la que me comunico con los padres es a través de la aplicación Talking Points, pero usted es más que bienvenido de llamarme también por teléfono.
The second thing I want to make sure that you're aware of is that it's very, very important to still keep your well visits for your students, for your children, for coming back to school. Most important thing at that well visit is to still get your flu shots. We do not have anything to protect us from the COVID-19, but we absolutely have a good, safe flu vaccine that will protect your child through the season when there's a chance of getting both in the fall.
Otro de los puntos importantes es adquirir la vacuna de la influenza para nuestros niños en el otoño. Sabemos pues de que no tenemos una vacuna que pueda contrarrestar el coronavirus ahora mismo, pero sí tenemos una vacuna efectiva que pueda contrarrestar la influenza, por lo cual es importante pues, de que los niños puedan adquirir la dosis en el otoño.
And my final point I want to make is that you may have started to become a little familiar with the CHOP telemedicine. It is an amazing program that only the Norristown Area School District is lucky enough to have in the entire state of Pennsylvania. You can sign a consent form so that your child can participate. And I can initiate a visit with a doctor similar to what you guys are all probably becoming also familiar with as far as telemedicine.
Otro de los puntos que me gustaría darle a que participara es en el programa de telemedicina del Hospital de Niños de Philadelphia. Este es un programa que es exclusivo de nuestro distrito escolar en el estado de Pensilvania, por lo que me gustaría que si usted puede inscribirse, puede usted solicitar un formulario donde usted pueda recibir y registrarse, de manera que cualquier problema de salud que pueda surgir pueda ser visto a través de este medio mientras el niño está en la escuela.
Often if there's something like a rash that we would have had to send home for, or an ear infection that you would have wanted to get your child to the doctor for, those kinds of visits can be accomplished in the nurse's office. You can be on the phone for the visit, and your child often, if the condition is okay for him to remain or her to remain in school, they can then stay in school. You can get the medication. It's already electronically delivered to the pharmacy, and we're working to try to keep your child in school as much as we can.
Este es un programa dedicado pues para mantener a sus niños en las escuelas mientras pueda surgir algún problema de salud del cual no sea necesario retirarlo de la escuela. Por ejemplo, si él tiene un brote en la piel por una alergia o una infección en el oído, es algo pues que no significa que sea contagioso y también pues pueda ser visto por un médico a través del teléfono. El médico puede dar la receta para adquirir el medicamento y el niño puede permanecer en la escuela sin necesidad de que usted tenga que salirse de su trabajo y recogerlo. Y esto pues lo que apoya es el hecho de que el niño pueda permanecer en la escuela sin que pueda perder la escuela.
And finally, just that obviously returning to school in the fall, nobody can predict what it's going to look like. But as far as fever goes, I will obviously have to be sending your students home. And your cooperation with that is going to be just so tremendously appreciated.
Sabemos pues que no podemos predecir exactamente lo que sucederá en el otoño, pero sabemos pues de que si existen las circunstancias, pues su hijo será enviado al hogar y esperamos su cooperación para pues recibir al estudiante de nuevo en el hogar.
And I just look forward to having everybody in school in the fall in some shape or form, and welcome to Hancock.
Esperamos ver a nuestros niños en el otoño, pues en un buen estado de salud, dándoles la bienvenida en nuestra escuela Hancock.
Our arrival and dismissal, very similar, I would assume, to Musselman. If your child is coming for breakfast, we open the doors at 8:30 and have breakfast. 8:50 is the arrival time for students that are not having breakfast, and at 8:55, all students are expected to be on their way to their classrooms and ready to learn. Our dismissal at 3:20, the car riders are dismissed. At 3:25, the walkers are dismissed. An important part of first grade is that the first grade walkers will only be dismissed with an adult or an older sibling. And then the daycares and the bus riders are dismissed between 3:15 and 3:30. Obviously, all this is subject to change, but this is how it has been this past year.
El procedimiento de llegada y despacho de la escuela es similar al procedimiento utilizado por la escuela Musselman. La hora de llegada es a las 8:30 de la mañana. Los estudiantes deben entrar a la escuela para obtener su desayuno solamente. Esto es para los estudiantes que toman el desayuno. 8:50 pueden ingresar los estudiantes que no toman el desayuno y deben esperar en las áreas designadas para cada grado escolar. 8:55 los estudiantes deben ya ingresar al salón de clase. Despacho. 3:20 de la tarde son despachados aquellos estudiantes que van a casa en auto. 3:25 son despachados los estudiantes que caminan hacia casa. Los estudiantes pueden nada más ser despachados con los estudiantes deben ser despachados nada más con un adulto, si es el caso que el estudiante camina, ya sea su padre o un hermano mayor. Los estudiantes que abordan los autobuses de las guarderías salen entre las 3:15 y 3:30.
All right, so for our parents, for the playground, as you can see from the 3 pictures here, once your children are ready to go out for recess, we have a really nice, expansive playground. And the playground is right outside of our classroom doors. And so you can see that we have a nice monkey bars, we have swings, we have slides, and the students are able to go out for approximately about 15 to 20 minutes each day. And there's also a little blacktop that students can play on as well, but it's very expansive, and your children will enjoy our playground.
Little mix up there in slides. So this is the playground here.
Oh. Does it say playground?
It does now.
We
Yes.
moved, it does now.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So if Mirna wants to translate, and then we can go back to slide 25, Ms. Harmon, and talk
Okay.
about where walkers are
All right.
picked up.
Good, because I can't see anything right now. I'm sorry. I don't know. I can't see anything. So.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But I knew I was up next.
Okay.
So,
It's the back doors. Okay. Go ahead, Marina.
okay. La maestra describía pues lo que es el momento del recreo y lo divertido que puede ser para nuestros niños disfrutar, ¿verdad?, del aire libre y de todas las actividades que tenemos afuera. Ella hablaba de los columpios, de los toboganes, de las áreas verdes, de todo lo que tenemos pues disponible de nuestros niños. Justo el área de recreo está localizado a la salida de nuestros salones de clase, de manera pues que los niños directamente pueden salir por las puertas traseras con dirección de las maestras y tener un momento de diversión durante este tiempo que se le brinda a los niños.
Okay. All right. So I will just go back over for the playground.
We've already seen the playground. So if you just want to talk about where parents will
Pick up their children at dismissal, the back doors.
Okay. All right. So for car riders, okay, they're going to be picked up at the car line loop off of Brown Street. Okay. And then for our bus students, if your child is scheduled to ride a bus to and from Hancock, you will be notified by the transportation department, the administration building, and they will let you know what your child's bus number is, their bus stop, along with a pickup and a drop-off time.
And what the parents are seeing right now, this is where,
Audio.
if you're gonna come, am I off? Am I on?
Go ahead.
You're gonna pick up your children at their back door. So when you come down, if you can show them with your pointer the sidewalk that leads from the front gate. So you're gonna come down a few steps through the gate, down the sidewalk, and then the first set of doors at the corner would be room 2. And that is Mrs. Harmon's room. Right next door is room 3, Mrs. Bostic's room. Next to, and then we have room 4, and then room 5. They are next to each other. It's Mrs. Barnshaw's and Mrs. Allen's room. So on one corner of our building in the back there is the entire first grade. So either you or whoever you designate to pick up your child, whether it's an older sibling from the middle school or the high school, you need to come to the back door. And that's where it'll be open. So the gate opens at 3:23, and at 3:25, the doors will open for your children to be released to you.
Salida de los estudiantes que caminan de la escuela al hogar. Cerca hay unos escalones que llegan al primer esquina del edificio. Está conformada por, podríamos decirlo como la esquina del primer salón número 2 de la maestra Harmon, salón número 3. De la maestra Barnshaw, el número 3 de la maestra Bostic. Entonces, cerca, usted puede ir alrededor y entonces por la parte trasera del salón de clase, usted podrá recoger, si usted es un adulto o designa a otra persona, como por ejemplo el hermano mayor del estudiante, para que el niño sea recogido y pueda caminar de la escuela al hogar.
The only thing I would like to add with what Ms. Loren discussed with car riders, you do come down Brown Street, and as you see on the picture, where it would seem that you would make a right into the parking lot, you're going to continue all the way down and loop back around. This way we have the availability to have a lot of cars, and we will have your children brought to your car and loaded in. So that is our car line off Brown.
Si su niño va a ser recogido en automóvil, entonces usted tendrá que ingresar por la calle Brown. Esta calle Brown tiene un solo sentido que se dirige en un círculo, da la vuelta y luego en el círculo está en la parte trasera de nuestro edificio. Entonces usted tendrá que hacer la línea o la fila en la línea de autos para poder recoger a su niño. Lo mismo sucederá con aquellos estudiantes que abordan el autobús escolar. Esta es la parte trasera de nuestro edificio y por donde serán despachados con la supervisión debida.
As Ms. Harmon said, your children are to ride a bus. You will receive a notice from the transportation department. So keep checking your mail and they will give you all the information that you would need.
Muy importante, si su niño va a tomar el autobús escolar, es importante que esté pendiente de la información que el distrito escolar le enviará para que usted sea notificado acerca de la información del autobús que recogerá y dejará a su niño. Esta información puede ser encontrada durante el mes de agosto.
Hancock has a very active parent-faculty club. They meet once a month. Currently, it is on a Wednesday evening. They start at 6 o'clock to 6:30. They have what is called a Hancock Hangout, where parents meet and socialize. And then at 6:30 to 7:30 is the parent-faculty club meeting. We do have Mrs. Castro there available for translation, and we do have childcare. If you have any questions and you want to reach out to our parent-faculty club, their email address is on the slide.
Nuestra escuela cuenta con un club de padres y maestros. Si usted quiere formar parte de este club, puede hacérnoslo saber. Las reuniones son típicamente desarrolladas los días miércoles de cada mes de 6:30 a 7:30 de la noche. Yo estoy como intérprete para esas noches, para que los padres puedan socializar y traer a la mesa cualquier tipo de preocupación.
Did you finish, Ms. Castro? You keep going in and out for me.
I think she did.
Okay. Okay, so this brings us to our end. We all are so looking forward to meeting you each in the fall. But this will now open up our Q&A session. So if you have any questions, you should have a little hand icon, which will allow you to raise your hand. And then I can enable your sound so that you can then ask us your question.
If I wasn't really able to listen that full message.
Oh, okay. So we're opening up our question and answer session. So if anybody has a question, they hit the hand icon to raise their hand, and then I will enable their sound so they can ask their question.
Ok, ese es el momento de las preguntas como parte de la presentación y al final de la misma, si usted tiene alguna pregunta, por favor, indíquelo.
All right, we have some questions coming in. Yasleen Castellan.
Yes. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. So the start school day is going to be still September 3rd, or you guys don't know yet?
I think as of now, I think it actually starts the end of August. I think it's August 31st is the start date for now. But then again, it could change. But as of right now, it's the end of August that students come back. So they come back before Labor Day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Question.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
All right, give me 1 second. Damika, let me unmute you. Damika Clark.
Yes, so we just wanted to know, is it, or will there be a recording of this webinar? We missed the first half. So
Yes.
is there like a transcript or something available?
Yes, it definitely is being recorded. And then Leo is going to, Leo, are you able to unmute and tell them how it works again?
Yes. So the webinar is being recorded. It's going to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, and the link is going to be given. So I'll give it to Ms. Dotsko and Ms. Cole, and they can put it on their websites or however they want to be viewed later.
So once we receive it, we will post it on our school's website, and then also, I guess it might even be posted probably on the district's webpage also.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Angelia Hill. Oh, let me unmute you. There you go.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm not sure if someone asked this because I actually had got kicked out of the meeting in the middle of it, but I was wondering if the students have to wear uniforms, since that's not something we talked about. I just wondered about that.
Good question. We get that question all the time. It is not mandatory. I know we gave it, we leave it up to the parents because some prefer, you know, because it's easier just to pick out their clothing each day. But it is optional. When they get to 4th grade, though, it is mandatory if they want to be a school safety. School safeties, we ask them to wear a uniform, but from 1st through 3rd, it's optional. Good question.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, give me 1 second. Thank you for your, Missy Allen.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
I pray everyone is doing well during our trying times. But I just have a question. I know all the 1st grade teachers were introduced during this webinar, but how will the kids, will there be like a meet and greet before the kids come back on August 31st, or how will that work? You know, for the children to know, you know, you guys, like the different teachers, like, will there be something like that before they come back?
Yeah, and I think that all depends. Again, you know, I'm going to be leaving the reins to someone else, and I don't know what plan she has. In the past, when we didn't have COVID-19, we used to have a welcome back family social before the students came back, and it was just very laid back. It was like a picnic style type thing. We had hot dogs and water and little games.
Right.
So all the parents and family, the students got to meet their teachers. We don't know if that's going to occur because of the situation we're in, but I would think as long as, you know, numbers and different things and whatever regulations we're going to have in front of us, that hopefully you would be able to meet the teachers. And I would think too, once the classes are established and in the summertime, because I know you're going to be allowed to keep the Chromebooks and so on, the teachers may reach out once they have their class list and do like a little Zoom meet like this with their new class.
Okay, that's
face-to-face, but we might be able to do a Google Meet or a Zoom Meet.
right. Okay, that sounds great. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, any more questions? Don't be shy. No more questions in the queue.
All right, so I just want to thank everyone. And again, like I said, I'm going to be turning Hancock over to Miss Brooke Vaught in July, but I am going to be there up until August 3rd. That will be my last day. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be around. So I know the teachers and parents, you know, will still be reaching out to me, hopefully. But until then, you know, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, email me. I know you can't stop by right now until all these ordinances, things have been lifted, but definitely through email. Once we get you connected with Class Dojo, you'll be able to reach out to all of us, but I'm there for you. So I want this transition from Musselman to Hancock to be as smoothly as possible. It is a little scary times right now, and you know, we're so used to doing this and that, but until we can get back to normal, we're going to try and make it as normal as we can. So thank you, everyone. And please spread the word to those parents that couldn't make it tonight to let them know that we will probably by the end of this week have this recorded session on so that they again can meet the teachers through this Zoom. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, teachers, my leadership team. Erin, thank you so much. Leo, a big thank you to you for hosting this for us.
Welcome. Take care, everybody.
All right. Have a nice night, everyone.